Welcome back.
Podcast X.
Yeah, welcome to 2019.
Hope you guys had a nice Christmas and New Year's, safe New Year's. How was it for you guys?
We're here with Aweng and Nyaluak.
Yes. Oh, let's go around and introduce ourselves.
Come on, you guys already know me, so.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, the guests.
Around, let's go.
Yes.
Aweng.
The guests go first.
I'm Aweng.
Yes.
And that's Nyaluak.
Well, I'm Nyaluak, and that's Aweng.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Whoa, how was your New Year's?
It was quiet. I like it. I like a quiet New Year's.
Right.
It's a little bit overrated.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I watched the fireworks and I went to sleep.
Right. That's.
What did you do?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I just drove to the bridge, looked at it, went back home.
You could have looked at
Hi,
it.
Bridge. Bye, Bridge.
Yeah. It was nice seeing you. Happy New Year, Bridge.
2019, what up?
What's
Good
up? That's crazy.
What did you guys do?
We had the opposite. So
Big night.
What did we do? We got all cute and shit.
we got so cute. We got so cute. We
Oh,
beat our faces, got our
Um,
outfits,
We turned up in the apartment. We
Right.
listened to
Drinks.
music.
free drinks.
Boy, we was like, it was a vibe. We went
was
to the
cool.
club.
Right.
Went to SOA.
SOA.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a setup, but it was good. It was good. It was
It
a
was
good
an
club.
experience.
It was an experience. They had like upstairs. They had like hip hop and R&B and trap.
And then downstairs they had, like,
Afrobeats
Afrobeats.
and dancehall.
Damn.
It was great. It was
It
great.
was
And
Where
you
is
met. It's in it's called Jackson.
It's on Jackson Road.
It was on Jackson Road.
Oh.
It's around St. Kilda area, I think so.
Is that the one? St. Kilda?
Everyone goes there, basically. There's like a
That's
bunch of
not
people there the whole
everyone.
time.
Yeah.
Clearly not everybody.
Clearly not
I've never
everybody.
heard this.
I mean, and then you don't even sleep on New Year's Eve, so I don't think you heard much.
That's a
You've
good
heard
point.
much in your lifetime.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night, except the last 3-4 hours. But you know,
Mm.
we alive. That's what that matters. Like,
Ooh.
Yeah. It's been a crazy year, isn't it? Don't you guys think?
2018. What a blessing.
Yeah, it was a blessing.
It was a blessing and a curse. I feel
Yeah.
like low-key, the devil was so busy that year.
Whoosh.
No, but God was working overtime.
But
Yeah.
God was an OT.
Clocking in.
OT.
Yeah.
But,
Double shifts and all
but I feel like
that.
sometimes he forgot that he had work, you know?
Yeah.
Like, my man. But it was a good year. I feel like the beginning of the year was very
I feel like it was a
sway.
slow start.
It was a slow start. It was
but
like,
when
okay,
it
you
hit that
here?
June mark, it just
Whoosh. It
Yeah.
just was like,
Oi, government speeding up time. Okay.
I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people died.
they are.
Yeah. I
It's a
thought,
simulation.
at the beginning of the year, like we had death at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Though. A lot of celebrities died at the beginning of the year, and
Yeah.
then the whole beef dramas between the celebrities
Yeah.
also, and then more
Yeah.
people died. It was just, I feel like the death, as a whole.
I think a lot of people died, like public figures.
Public
and
figures
people in
and
the
people
community.
we
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
commoners. Would you say commoners? I mean,
What comment?
I am a commoner.
Every soul is not.
I feel like every soul is a commoner.
No, it's not. Babe.
No,
Every soul special.
No,
every
soul
soul
is
is special.
Mhm.
Say it with your chest. Say it with But yeah, so I felt like we lost a lot of people last year.
We
It was
did.
a year of losses.
Yeah.
I mean, the wins were big ones though. Like the loss was people's
Yeah.
lives, but then
Right,
when
we
you
did.
win, it was
A lot of lessons.
And no one
as well.
died in vain. I don't think anyone did die in vain if I think about it personally, because you know, someone takes their life, like personal people that we know too, took their lives and everything like that. It was also, you died, but you lived your life, and we appreciate that you lived 2018. Not many
Yeah.
people got to see that.
Yeah.
So regardless of what your mental health and what had happened, you did what you had to do, and then you thought you had to go. If you believe you had to go, who are we to stop you?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. So with mental health, last year and how it deteriorated so fast, it was almost like the person is the person is dead now, and
But all we can do is celebrate.
all we
their
can
life,
do,
yeah.
we can't even dwell on the person. What if? Because he's a reality. You can't go back on the what if, you know.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really had to learn and wake up to last year.
Right.
So yeah,
Turning your L's into lessons.
you just put W's. It's not
I haven't
W.
done that
Huh? Yeah,
L
yeah.
squared equals W.
Well,
Flip
lie.
that
Okay,
shit
just
upside
kidding.
down.
Yeah.
I'm but yeah, so I felt like last year was it was a year. That's it. If I was
It was a year. Yeah. It
who,
was.
2018 in four words.
Yes, we did force it forward.
We
Put
forced
it into 4 words.
Yes,
Oh.
individually.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Alright. Shotgun not first.
Go on. Give us your 4 words. They don't have to be sentences.
I know. I created this thing. I know. Ain't no.
I know the rules.
There is no. I feel like there was a lot of blessings, a lot of inside
Aywa.
blessings,
Blessings.
inside blessings though.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't like out. It's like inside yourself and external.
Those are the ones that
sometimes.
matter. as
And
well.
those are what matters exactly. Tears.
Aywa.
Damn tearful year. It's a tearful year. A lot of new music. I feel like music saved a lot of people last year.
Music did well.
The music did really good.
Shout out to everyone in the community, baby
Yeah.
kid. You know, everyone that's creating music.
Yeah, every creative out there. and it was also like insightful.
Mm.
Insightful music and
Lesson.
the other two.
Is that 3? I feel like that's
That's
3.
only 3 of them.
That
Yeah.
was three?
You like
Life.
Life.
Damn.
Full stop.
Full stop. Say with your chest.
2018 for me in 4 words. Lonely. Because I moved out of home for the first time. Fucking paying bills and shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Adulting.
Lonely. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, adulting.
Ugh, yeah.
Woo!
Adulting.
No one asked for this, okay?
I refuse to go.
Rejuvenation.
Rejuvenation.
And heartbreak and love.
Heartbreak and love.
Yeah.
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me, in 4 words, I think 2018 for me was a lot of growth, a lot of realizations, adulting, unfortunately. But I think that's
Coping.
2. Is that 2?
I'd say coping.
That's 3.
3, okay, and one more. Strength. You know, I gained strength from the other 3 that I said.
Damn, you guys went deep into it. I feel
Yeah.
like-
It's the truth though. That's
Shallow.
Are you just gonna hit us with the months? Like, yeah, 4 words.
So like
March was a big one for me.
yeah.
I like
June was litty.
Yeah.
June was cute. April was kind of, you know. Yeah. April was on her side head. That's why she was just on the side, like, I'm sleeping. I'm sorry.
I don't remember April, bro.
Shit.
Tell us, Ahmed.
I guess hard work. I guess
Yeah.
achievement in a way. 'Cause I just
He
graduated.
graduated.
Hey, what's that song by I don't know who. Now we graduated.
Which
Hey.
one's that?
I think it was Drake. Something by Drake.
Okay.
I've been on my Drake vibe, so I feel like everything is just referencing to Drake
Everything's
right now.
Drake,
Yeah. Something about
Also
graduate.
champagne,
We
yeah.
still
But
have.
yeah, champagne pop, but it's
Champagne.
I mean-
I hear sipping on wine, but it's all good. It's fine.
Is that 2?
No, that was
No,
only
you-
one
you-
word.
One.
You use it in a sentence.
He
You
wants
said
to get
out of
achievement.
everything.
You said hard work.
You can't get out of this. It's 2019. You're locked
I
in.
graduated, so you said hard work.
Adulting, since everybody put that on
Yeah.
the table.
Everyone
I
was.
think it's
We
always
beat.
adulting.
Nah, adulting hit me on my 20th though.
Yeah,
Okay,
really?
Boom. I realized I'm an adult. It hit me.
It
I was
sucks.
like, woo,
Sucks.
child.
I want to be teen again.
I don't. No.
I don't.
Really?
I'm good.
I'm here for the adulting life.
I'm
here for it, but I'd
my
love
age.
to like hold the bills and the stress.
Yeah.
We good. Let's go. Like let's age. I'm fine with
I
aging.
think it all works well together, guys. I don't
Really?
think you can't have
It's a
one
nice
without the
combo.
other. You can't have one without the other. It's like
Am I finished?
guava.
No, you're not.
You liar. That was
Oh,
only
okay.
2 as well.
Personal insight. I feel like I learned about myself.
Good. I think a lot of people did.
I feel like you
I
had to
support
last year.
that,
If you want to
yeah.
survive last year, you have to
You
have
remember.
to-
You have to find
It
yourself.
was a breakdown and to rebuild the foundation to just make us stronger.
And I feel like the whole society as a whole realized where we messed up.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that's where, like, politically, when it comes to America, especially, and Trump, everyone was like,
Oh,
we seriously here. And it was like a realization of a whole, like,
Exactly.
you know, group of
Yeah.
people. It was crazy. But yeah.
I have
One more.
One
Okay.
more.
Why are we still on his phone?
He just likes to like try and get out of shit.
Future. I'll say
I
that.
bet.
Hey,
You know,
he was a good
surprise.
rapper.
It was good. It was
He was a good rapper.
Yeah.
That album was great.
All right.
Alright, cool.
Yes.
Travis Scott, I feel like his album was lit.
Travis Scott. I
Hey.
did like the.
I feel this Jules EP was even littier, but it's none of my business.
We'll get on that. We'll get on your Jules.
Say we'll go.
You've been trying to
Jules.
put us onto Jules for a minute.
Jules
Yeah.
is lit, guys. Hit him up, Jules. Julz. Sorry, Juls.
S. Come
Yes.
on, is that even your Jules? You don't know how to
Shout
say
out.
it?
Don't
Is
worry.
that, is that,
I'm
is that,
thinking of like the lolly Jules, you know?
Oh.
I was thinking
I'll
about
cut
like,
it out. Don't worry.
Alright, thank you.
he's gonna
Yeah.
come.
Alright,
Jules,
what's
what's
our
this?
next topic?
Yeah. So, what do you guys think 2019 will be like? Just in general, and you personally.
Here's the thing.
Who's it?
I just want to stop catching L's, you know. It's been a minute. It's been 20 years. You can stop now. Nah, I feel like I want more. I wanna like unravel myself more. That's
Right.
one of my biggest goals this year. Is just to like, I feel like I know myself, but I feel like I don't know myself. So I want to unravel my soul, find myself. I also want to just,
Connection.
I want to stop pushing myself too hard.
Yeah.
I feel like it's taking
I feel
effect
you.
on me as a person, me as a human, me as a soul, me as a being. So I just want to stop pushing myself too much. I also want to just live. I feel like I've just been living in a society, such a societal construct where everyone's like, this is what you need to do. I feel like just break free. I want to break free. Let me out.
Wow.
So yeah,
Oh, nice.
that's it.
Well put together.
That's what I want
Hey.
to do personally.
Hey.
Go. What you do?
Me, 2019, I think a lot of more learning about myself, like Aweng said. I think I had a
Ripping
big
off
one.
people, okay.
Okay.
Says Mr.
I
Insight.
just credited
Says
her.
Mr. Personal Insight. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's your personal
I don't
ID?
have a personal
This man
ID.
didn't even say his name when we first started this. He'd be like, oh, I'm Afro.
It's like, y'all already know who I am.
Yeah.
Boy,
You know, even you.
are.
are you?
Oh, you know who it is? Who are you?
Yeah.
What if we got new folks listening and they don't know who you are?
He doesn't care. He's trying to be like
He's like, you about to find out.
anonymous. He's trying to be anonymous.
Well, this is X.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
podcast sex. Just call me
Okay.
podcast sex.
So you can be the podcast X. That's his
Okay,
name.
that's
All right.
me. I'm
Whatever.
podcast sex. All right.
One should be podcast, one should be X.
2019
Yeah.
growth, personal growth, achieving more goals.
Yeah. What do you got set out?
Shut up. None of your business.
About to
For
find out.
one,
Alright.
yeah.
Because I told
you can wait
Okay.
and see.
As I told you, hold your cards to yourself sometimes,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But
Come on, man. Don't mess up.
get your
my
bag. Get your
I
bag.
will. I'm gonna be in my bag like there's fries at the bottom. That was a Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
You just
yeah.
quoting. You just gonna credit everyone.
I'm just gonna credit.
I
everyone. That's what do.
I respect.
Me this year. Growth, achieving goals. Damn. I think I'm just gonna like
Manifest.
manifest.
You gonna meditate? You gonna meditate?
Ah shit, I love meditating, bro.
That's what's up.
More meditating,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna try and like
Detach yourself.
break
from
everything down so it's like clear. You know what I mean? Like just in
Put it
terms of
down
who
on
I
paper.
am,
Right.
what I want from my life
Yeah, yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
I relate to
That's
that. I
so
feel
true.
that on a special level. I felt
Same.
like last year was like a stepping stone for everybody. I feel like everyone's like, I feel like I know who I am, but this year everyone's like, I need to know who I
Yeah.
am. It's not even like a want, you need
Yeah.
to for your survival.
Yeah.
And I like that about 2018.
Well, for me personally,
It broke us.
Mm-hmm.
It broke us.
It
But for me,
broke-
my 2017 was on the finding out who I could be.
Yeah.
2018 was then for me actually solidifying that.
Mhm.
And then 2019 was about to be me just living through that.
Hey.
So that's a
Damn.
goal.
That's
Three
my
step
baby.
fo-
Three-step
That's my
process.
baby.
You guys are
Hey,
killing
for
it.
$9.99 you
Process.
can buy it.
Yeah.
It's free though.
No, so 2019 for me is going to be less about worrying about living through other people's expectations or other people's ideology of who I am or who I'm supposed to be for them.
Break free.
Yeah.
And actually
Doing you.
knowing the fact that this is who I is,
Mm-hmm.
this is who my soul is. And because like for the longest time, I realized that the only reason folks were really unhappy or the only reason I was majorly unhappy was because I was like neglecting my soul's true desire. And that was for me to just be who, you know,
I want
my
to be.
potential would allow it to be.
Yeah.
And to not be disappointed when I fall back on that.
Mm.
To not be disappointed with myself when I disappoint myself. Because like, baby, I got me,
Hey.
you got me. So yeah.
Every-
2019,
Wow.
soul love.
2019
Hey,
is love,
it's all
bro. I feel like
Vibrations
yeah.
of love.
Mm.
But for the international community, I hope is just pulls that.
No, I believe in us, guys.
I do,
believe
but
you.
it's like for me personally, I feel like we gotta now, like you said, 2017 was your whole ID breaking, and 2018 was solidifying that. I feel like 2019 for society is now realizing everything that's happened. Like I feel like we're all gonna be in a history class almost as a society, whereas like remember, everyone's trying to remember everything, and then hopefully by the end of the year we start actually putting an act on the things we remember, because you remember something,
Yeah.
you want to do something about it. So I feel like as a society we're currently on this educational thing where a lot of celebrities, public figures, a lot of humans and just people in general, we're just really trying to focus and reminding everyone, remember the past, we gotta fix this, the past.
Yeah.
So now that we've understood to go back to the past, I feel like we're now trying to fix what we don't want again, if that makes sense, you know, politically and all that.
So like prior to 2019, it's been like researching and finding.
Yeah,
things out, and
exactly.
then
Even personally.
2019 is like putting that into action.
I feel
Yeah.
like 2018 was
Doing
just
better
like
things.
picking up the rug on the floor and realizing all the dirt that was
Yeah,
done
yeah,
before.
everything is
Now it's
being-
time to vacuum that before my
I
mom-
yeah.
Before moms come home.
You better put that chicken
That's
in
it.
the water.
Ah,
yeah,
bet.
from the freezer.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
that shit defrost. Don't use the microwave now.
Nah, don't do that.
Don't do that. That's a lot
That's
of
what cheating is.
radiation.
That's cheap.
Radiation, though, guys. Radiation.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Man, I feel like I spend too much time in front of the microwave. I just want to watch my food. Like,
I
get
don't
it.
do that. I hate it. 'Cause
Really?
at my house, the microwave is like in a cupboard.
Oh,
Put it
see,
in a closet.
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
mine's out there. I'm like, damn, come on, why are you taking so long?
Right.
I'm hungry.
You ever seen those
Like-
memes where like what food? What,
What?
yeah.
What?
Well, you look like
what
the
your
food.
food sees?
Yeah.
What is
That's
Yeah.
The Grinch.
It's
The Grinch.
Kodak.
Yeah.
That's for sure what it sees. It's just
Yo, it was good.
Yeah.
Imagine if our food could talk to us, guys.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Like,
but what,
relax.
but what is, guys, this is a serious question. This is deep, right? What is your favorite time setting on microwave?
Ooh.
Time setting.
The time setting.
How long you want it in there for?
Well, does it
Depends how hot
depend?
your microwave
I
is.
just do anything.
I do usually 2 minutes
2
and then
minutes
redo
and
it.
then, yeah.
Always 2
Really?
minutes.
Add,
Yeah.
add 30 seconds if you need it.
That,
That's what I do.
no. That's not how it works.
What?
That's not how it works.
What do you mean?
I'm hurt.
Oh, we better
I
hear
feel
something.
attacked.
We better hear. Yeah.
And 30 seconds.
I what? I've made two.
I say 2.
Yo, look,
So
I
what
say
if,
two.
what if you,
especially if it's express time. Look,
Yeah.
30.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just add 30, right? When you need
Yeah,
it.
all the time.
Yeah, and then if you
I do 2
see-
minutes.
But
see
we
the
always
taste.
stopping it at number 7, though.
Hey, our favorite number. Gang.
What number?
7.
Oh yeah, it's a good number.
That's cute.
Oh.
So you guys want to talk about mental health? You want to have a
Just
say in
The
that?
most
A lot
avoided,
happened.
the most avoided conversation in society till 2018
Yeah.
came.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Mm.
that whole conversation was, even me personally, I
It
avoided
was
that
just
conversation.
stigmatized.
Yeah.
It's very stigmatized, and I felt like when we realized the amount of people we lost before
Mm.
February came,
Yeah.
it was just like boom. Because America had 100 something shootings in schools
Yeah.
by
Mass shooting.
February, mass shootings by
Yeah.
February, and it was from people who were deemed mentally ill.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was like wow. You know, everyone was like, there's a problem here. There's an actual problem. Kids are not safe in their own safe environment because society is stigmatizing this thing that actually is a thing, you know? So mental health really was 2018. If I had to put
Yeah.
2018 in like a platter and put things on it, mental health would be the first one I
Yeah.
put.
If I had to like define it,
Yeah.
like, it's just like realizing what mental health is and you know
What do you do about
the
it?
effects and what we can potentially do, which is what I see for 2019. You know what I mean? Like, I think this conversation goes even within the community and stuff like that. You know, like with your parents and your
Absolutely.
family and stuff like that. They
Yeah.
didn't have a chance to actually have the vocabulary to talk about these
Talk
things.
about these
Yeah.
things.
Even a safe space for it. 'Cause
Yeah.
now I feel like we're so lucky, whereas that we have hotlines, we have people can actually text strangers, we have therapists.
Yeah.
I feel like our parents and their everyone around us that's raising us, they didn't know what
have
that
that,
is. And
yeah.
even if we tell them I need a therapist, they're like,
What-
talk to me.
Yeah.
But
Let's
you
go to
can't.
church type
Let's go to
shit.
church or let's go for a walk. And it's like you're not trained to help me. So I'm sorry, I can't really do that. And I felt like that's what I realized in my immediate family. All the parents wanted to help because you love your child, right? It's
Yeah.
like my child is not good, let me
But
try
they
to
don't
help.
know how to help.
And it's like
They don't know
when
how to help themselves.
you're
Yeah.
broken yourself, you're broken. If we go to a therapy session together,
You need it more than I
you
do.
would need it more than I need it, you know,
Yeah.
type thing. That's what I realized in our community, in our immediate community, especially in Sydney, where all aunties and uncles were realizing that their kids were derailing for a reason, and they were just like, "What are we doing wrong?"
Yeah.
And it's like the stigma that you don't understand that mental health is a thing is what you're doing wrong. And I feel like a lot of them actually took courses. I saw aunties going to courses to
Really?
understand,
That's good.
and that's Sydney alone. And they went to courses where they want to understand their children because one of the aunties, one of her daughters committed. And it was like, with that, it was just boom. The whole community was like, okay, we need to fix this. Because it wasn't anything outer, it was her mental health. And she had been begging her mom for help, and her mom couldn't help her. So now she has to live with that guilt. And she's like, no one else is living with that guilt. And I thought she
Yeah.
got her sisters together and something like that. And that's important when you realize something happens to you and you just spread it and say, this happened.
Yeah.
And that was all 2018. Everyone realized, oh, that guy just shot 100 and something people. We
Right,
gotta do
yeah,
something,
we
you
need to
know?
fix that.
So, yeah.
Be proactive. You know what I
That's
mean?
powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And activism was also a big one.
It was, which was kind of
Activism was a big one last
I
year.
feel you. Activism came and like it came with a purpose, especially at the start of the year. But I think towards the end, it became kind of I don't know. It's just a trend. You know what I mean?
feel like activism started so much when it came to mental health and the Me
Yeah.
Too movement. Remember the Me Too? It's not remember. It's still happening.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Me Too movement impeached Trump. A lot of activism started off. Big Time magazine
Yeah.
putting Trump on their cover, and then another big company putting Trump on the tower and saying impeach Trump. The whole shithole countries happened also. All these things were happening last year to the point where society was like, we can't do this
Yeah.
anymore, you know. And I felt like it became a trend, but the trend is still living.
Yeah,
it's not just,
yeah, it's
not
still
stopping.
going,
Yeah,
it's
it's
still
still
going.
going.
But I
so
think-
hopefully it never stops.
I mean, I'm gonna worry about. Well, I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
speak.
no, go
I worry
on.
about that it
Focus
becomes
it.
like too trivial and like it kind of mashes in with the whole PC culture. Do you know what I mean? Like people step away from activism in
society,
yeah,
like
in
actual
society and
reality,
like real problems.
Problems.
But it's like we want to make,
concentrate on this thing. But
yeah,
that's
every
also-
little thing is a problem now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean,
gonna-
I felt like it's also objective and perspective. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like something you take personal, I probably wouldn't take personal. And I feel like in society we have 7 billion people, probably
So
8 billion.
yeah.
Who knows? And it's like the ones who run the internet, right? Those people also have people that are on top hierarchies and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they'll decide what trends, what doesn't trend.
I
There's
know.
things on Twitter that has 5 likes that are trending, and we didn't even know about. Movies that were trending and everything like that. So I feel like you can't really decide what's important, what's not, because it's not you. It's a society.
Yeah, I'm not saying like that, but I'm saying, you know, in
hindsight.
it becomes like more PC culture.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
does.
Like
Look correctness.
we
It
wanna,
does.
we wanna
Hashtag
make-
instead of go outside.
Yeah,
Type thing.
yeah,
Hashtag
like that.
retweet instead of actually go to the offices.
Yeah,
and
like-
I see that too. In the modeling industry, model.com, there was a whole thing that happened. One of the models didn't like what happened with the votings and everything like that. So he went and he was like, he just started hashtagging them.
Yeah.
And I told him personally, like, you might, if you have an issue with someone, before the internet was there, you go to them.
Yeah.
So you're not going to solve anything. You're just going to create more effects on you. Because when you want to work with people next time in the world, it's going to come back to you and say, oh, but you did something
With a
like
hashtag
that
guy.
with a hashtag.
Yeah,
You're the
like
hashtag guy.
people are more comfortable
And
retweeting
also-
and doing all this.
Yeah, and also
stuff.
remember,
That's-
also 2018. Remember 2018? What happened in 2018? People's old tweets kind of started resurfacing.
Yeah.
People committed
That's what I was
suicide
about
with
to
their
say.
old tweets.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
like things you do people forget in primary school and high school. Used to tell you what you put on the internet stays there forever. I feel like everyone is forgetting that now, and it's just like,
Do you
well,
think people, you know how sometimes old tweets resurface and people lose jobs or et cetera, I think that's an appropriate response?
I don't think so. The reason I don't
Yeah.
think so is
You can't
because
use somebody's
a lot
past
internet has
and
been
then-
around for under what 30 years, 20 years, under 30, 20, 30
It's like
years.
an
So,
outrage,
yeah, now it's
basically.
like, you know, it's been under for 100 years and 150 years, under 50 years definitely. So it's like I feel like it depends on the situation. If some guy, the guy who talks to animals,
But I
when
mean,
he was,
people lose their job all the time over tweets like that.
Yeah.
Like their careers and stuff.
that's what I'm saying. I feel the internet has taken over people's lives more
Yeah.
so than people.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like you did that in 2010, so he's back to your job that you worked
Yeah.
8 years for,
Yeah,
type
yeah,
thing. You
yeah.
know,
I worry about people who go back and like look for stuff like that. You know
See,
what I
this
mean?
is what
Like
I don't
I'm just
know.
gonna
but
go
it's on the
into your
internet. It's just
past,
one tweet. It's literally you can actually just there's a section on Google where you can actually
Just search it.
search a person's name.
like keywords
and
stuff.
keywords and it's up. It's not even like it's
Yeah.
not hidden. You don't have to go
Yeah.
all the way up.
Yeah.
You just
But like to look for it is actually kind of a little bit harmful. I reckon.
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna look for all the damage you've done in the
Yeah.
past, or like, you know, how you've been wrong. But it's like we've never.
But
all
with the
been
public
perfect.
figure, exactly. But in
Feel me?
society, there is the internet's perfect place. It's the perfect escape. You know,
I feel as if there's like 2 worlds though now.
there is. There definitely
There's
is.
a whole entire like personality, a whole entire just reality on social media. Like right now, whoever listens to this podcast, you're living in the social media reality right
Yeah,
now. It's real.
yeah.
But then there's like people
real
who are
world,
already
yeah.
out here and living like.
You know how I see it though. You know how I see that people come back on the internet to Instagram. I had to take a break.
Yeah.
You're
Break
not
for what?
I break exactly. That's how I see
Where
it.
you
You know?
coming back to?
Wake up exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I feel like the internet is like somewhere where we log in and it's like this is my family here, you know. And then when you log out, log out, like detach yourself. It's like the real we live in a real world. So when people say there's different realities, I feel the internet world has become another reality of ours.
Yeah.
Whereas
It's
like
like-
we log into it and when
Well,
we're
we
in
log
it.
in and all we see are the trends. All we see is what's like.
Yeah, what we
being hot.
follow and all
All
that.
we see is all the negative.
And it's scary
all
though.
we see is like
It's actually scary.
tweets, and it's
Yeah.
just like that. If you really perceive it as the actual reality you live in,
It can
that's
be
exactly what it's
damaging,
gonna
yeah.
be, and it's damaging for you when you see all these.
Or just
negative-
seeing people like living their best life all the time, and
Yeah.
you don't have that.
But it's crazy
you know what I
because
mean?
then, like, it's like social media, it has like its complete polar opposites of everything. You've got those who live their best life, and you got out here, like for real, like millions of people like still dying,
Yeah.
famine
yeah.
and shit. You're like, and you see those like when you scroll down your Instagram,
Yeah.
you see the highs,
You see
and
the
lows, highs
contrast.
and lows.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, how I see it too is like even models that would like leave for a month and they'll come back with a whole essay about how they had to leave. And it's almost like you were trapped in a room where you just had to go. And that's scary to me to think that even me sometimes when I'm off the internet for a few days, I come back and I was like, where were you?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Everyone expects
I
you.
went missing almost. Like I went,
Yeah.
like these guys file a report.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you almost, and it's scary because sometimes you just sit there and it's like, whoa, you know. And
You feel obligated to tell
you
people
feel
like, I'm back.
yeah, I'm back, you know.
But it's
And it's
like-
like, everything I feel like 2018 was also an obligation. Like we had to do a lot of things that we didn't think we had to do, but it was
Yeah.
a whole trend. Like follow the trend. You don't want to
Yeah.
be, you know, don't be tardy type thing. Scary year. Damn, scary year.
Wow, that's interesting, actually. Well, think we talked ourselves out. No?
Yeah. What do you think? We did
Uh,
just go on.
well,
2019,
I
what's
wanted-
up?
Like, the way 2019 introduced mental health, in my opinion, was a bit. It wasn't clean, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't a smooth.
Yeah,
I
it
thought
was-
we were
I
gonna
don't
be.
think not anything was clean in 2018.
Yeah.
It was
so
all like
people-
so abrupt, like in your face. This is
Yeah,
happening now.
exactly.
You know
But
what
I
I
don't
mean?
think people actually took the time to understand like what it is actually. They just think it's an issue,
Mm.
but they didn't like, put time into it, and that's why it's become sort of a trend in a way.
Yeah.
As we were talking in one of our podcasts,
Like people make it like an aesthetic.
yeah,
You know,
like,
like
people,
depression
especially on
meme.
Twitter.
Yeah, okay.
And stuff
Do
like
you guys
that.
know the artist Billie Eilish?
yeah,
Yeah.
She's the girl that sings "I Don't Want to Be You Anymore."
Mm.
When she's 17, she just turned
Yeah.
17 a few years ago.
Mm.
How else? I was talking to one of my friends, and we are talking about she's a fan of her, right?
Yeah.
And there's an interview with Billie Eilish, and it basically compared last year to this year what a year can do to mental health. And she's that interview, and it was almost like
I actually saw
she was
that.
so excited when she was 16. She was like, I just got signed. I'm so excited. And then the next year she wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
And it was almost like the internet. Like it just broke her, and you can tell because the pressure, being 17
And
and,
on that
being
platform.
on that platform as an artist,
Yeah.
right? Who just went platinum, you went
Yeah.
off, you know.
And your peers would be at school.
And your
You're
peers
like,
at
you
school,
know,
and you feel like you're missing out on your days. Baby, oh my god. So Drake has a song, Emotionless, where it's like, there was times, there's time I wish I was back then. When I was wishing that I was here. So when he was younger, he was like, I need to grow up, I need to do this,
Yeah.
I need to do this, I need to do this. With like, I feel like there should be a rule where artists, like special performers and all that, should not be introduced to the world of like complete work schedules and all that till they turn a certain age mentally.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as soon as you put a 16-year-old on a board where 35-years have been working for
Yeah.
their whole life,
just
they have to catch up.
accelerates
They
their,
have to
like,
catch up and have to catch up
growing
fast,
as well, you know.
And it's not even for like artists, it's for everyone.
She's
They're
probably
like,
had to do a lot of growing
she had to
within
do
that year.
that year.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's so,
So that
scary.
year would have been a year for everyone else, but it would have been like her growing like 10 years.
So,
You know what I mean? Like mentally,
exactly.
she was
So when-
17, but
how
we
old
felt
were you
20.
when you started modeling like properly?
Properly, I was 18. Yeah, I was
Did
18.
you feel like you were ready?
Child. Child. I felt like every
Yeah, I don't think
time
anyone's ever ready.
No, every time when it comes to modeling, how I see it is that I got thrown into this, honestly. That's how I'm going to say it. I got thrown into this in the sense that I got scouted. 2 weeks later, I was in New York. That's what happened. And that was it. I didn't know New York. I don't know New York. I don't know America. I still don't know New York. And I'm going to live there next month. You know? So it was like, I was 18. I was ambitious. I was like, what? New York City? The big lights? Times Square? Let's go. I arrived. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know nothing. So I felt like I wasn't ready. But again, I thought I was. And I feel like as a society, we think we're ready for things.
So what did you
We're not.
need? What were you looking for? Some sort of transition?
I just felt like I was sick of stagnation. I was sick. I just finished school. My first year university was about to be wrapped up. I was really determined just to leave. That's it. And when I got the opportunity, I didn't think twice. And I felt like that comes with being young. You know, when
so,
you
So you know, a lot of Sudanese girls are going into modeling, right? So is there anything that should be implemented in a transition period?
I just feel like everyone needs to realize that glitter is not gold. That's what you need to know. I feel like you need to understand that everything, you have to understand yourself for something anything. Because I feel like a lot of models or aspiring models enter with this perception of, I'm going to be the next big thing.
Right.
You can be the next big thing without $1 million in your account. You can be the next big thing without all these catwalks and like that. It's you as a person.
Yeah.
And you also need to understand that if you don't know yourself before you enter this industry, you're going to lose yourself before anything. Like I lost myself at some point, you know.
Right.
I was like, who am I? Then I created an alter ego, the kid, because I didn't know who I was. And I feel like before anyone enters modeling, there should be a time, like 1 month dedicated to them understanding that this is not just a 1-2 walk and leave. This is mental, like you need the mental strength for the traveling. 40 countries in 1 year, that's not okay. How many cities, 100 something cities in 1 year, that's not okay. Sometimes you go days without sleeping. Some days, I feel like you need to understand there's negatives to everything. You know, nothing is gold, nothing is, glitter is not gold, definitely, that's what I realized. But if it's your dream, go for it. But also realize there are consequences to going for something you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I see it.
That's great.
Personally.
I think a lot of people will benefit from hearing this, actually.
Hopefully.
Yeah, wow. Damn. Left me speechless.
So what's next? I was like, damn, oh my god.
Well,
Need
I
a
guess we
moment.
talked about a lot of the problems and stuff. What about some solutions in terms of everything we just talked about, mental health?
Yeah.
Cry.
Especially within the community, I think.
I feel like like me and you were talking, Ahmed, we were talking about how we need to have more counselors and therapists that are from our races.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially not for us, like I'm going to talk about Australia personally because we are Australian
Everywhere,
personally. All of us are going to talk about Australia because we're Australian, and that's how I can see it. I feel like Australia is a very xenophobic country, and it's actually made up on xenophobia. And when it comes to that, with the whole Apex movement that's what's happening, and the whole gang movement, the whole gang quotation, and the whole news outlets and all these media outlets kind of making a 0.0% of the population seem like a 98% of the population. We need to have our people in all aspects, in teaching, in nurse, in doctors, and in therapy, you know. And I feel like you're not going to talk to someone who doesn't understand your dispositions, and that's it. Like me personally, I wouldn't talk to a therapist that was not of African background. If they're not from Sudanese, African background would kind of be okay, you know, or just a background
There's
where
still a lot of understanding.
exactly, a lot of understanding, a lot of dispositions, a lot of where was I and what happened and where did this come from, you know, because you understand your people more than you understand anyone else.
Exactly,
and I feel like I haven't met many therapists that are black. You have to look hard, and even then you have to do an advanced booking, and I have to do advanced bookings too because there's only a few. So I feel like the solution to mental health within our own community has to start at the top. The top is our leaders need to start spreading the whole awareness of being okay for you to go study therapy. Like as a parent, if you want to be a therapist now and you're 40, whatever, you're going to help the next generation. So I feel like that's something that's very important to me.
Personally, it's a little bit different. I think it's, you know, a solution starts at the home. And I think it always is like, you know, your relationship with your family and your siblings, just making sure that is, you know, tight, and just being able to create an environment where everyone feels like they can talk about these things, and like there's no stigma and stuff there's no stigma. You know, like creating an environment where there's no stigma on mental health and just feelings. Because I think within the African, you know, demographic and pseudo in particular, people don't show emotion and don't show love.
I feel
as
like
much as I'd like them to.
I feel like that'd be like deculturalizing us though, because in Sudanese culture, not really showing love, because in our culture, love is not really come hug me or tell me you love me. It's almost like the way I have experienced it through my parents and everything. It's almost like the whole intergenerational trauma thing that I was talking about personally, was like, I'm going to show you the love that I learned, and the love that I learned was tough love. That's it, you know. So
but
I feel like
it's tied at the hip though. I think mental health and like showing emotion and all of that in the house is like tied at the hip. Like I said, you know, you need to be able to know that these emotions are there and be able to show them in a way that makes sense for you guys. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be like white people. Like nobody's asking you to do that. But it's like in a way that it's, you know, present. You know what I mean? Like
I feel
don't
like
just
not ignore it.
Don't ignore it. Don't put it
it.
under the rug. It's here, and we're gonna deal with it.
But do you think lastly a lot of things were put on the rugs years ago that kind of got lifted up?
And I think
like within our community,
I think a lot of things are still being put under the rug within our community,
and they need to just be
and I think if we go to this, like if we approach it with like, you know, love and emotion and just trying to fix it,
I feel like approaching with love and emotion is also kind of like glazing over it in a way. I feel like approach it first, break it down, pull it out, and then
usually they don't.
fix
Parents
it.
don't even like
acknowledge it.
Parents don't even
acknowledge it.
I feel like the whole with the economy and everything like that, and how parents have to work and they have to do this and they have to do that. The time, you know, time is running fast for us. Imagine for them, they're in their 30s and 40s and 50s. Like time been rushing for them. So they're trying to catch up, make sure everyone's alive, everyone's fed. That's it. Those are the two rules they have on their plate.
They just have the two.
So the responsibility falls into the oldest child or whoever's around. That's it. And it's like, hopefully you're good. Hopefully, if you're fine, we're good. That's how I see it. You know, I feel like it's such an emotional like outtake for the parents themselves. Like sometimes I feel sorry for parents because it's just like I feel sorry for my mom all the time because you're so young, you have so many kids. You gotta make sure they're alive and fed, but now you also gotta make sure that they're all loved. But you don't love yourself, or you don't know love. You weren't taught love. You weren't taught how to love. So I feel like there's layers to it, and you can't. You can't. I feel like we can begin, but there's no way you can.
There's no like definite solution.
There's no definite solution because
it's just about like, you know, mini steps.
Yeah, it's like mini steps.
I feel as if you just everyone comes in with the same energy and the same intent and keeps that consistent.
Just the intent to do something.
To do something, or to know your child, or to know how they actually feel
about everything,
and you keep that consistent throughout all of the children.
Yeah. Like it's not just like a
yeah,
1 week. We'll care about
because like
who
with
you
my
are.
family, it ranges from the ages of 12 to 35.
Yeah.
Right. And so the oldest son and the youngest are like completely like
Opposites.
But it's like I remember when we were younger or when I was younger, birthdays were like what? You know, like it wasn't a thing. Like you have to worry about that. Christmas is like pillow sheets. Yes, you know, like there wasn't much to give to know that you were appreciated.
Yeah.
But now that my little sister was like born here.
Yeah, and she expects this.
It's also the culture indifference too, like
the
the culture shock.
My mom works. She pays so much attention to her mind in that sense because she's like she didn't grow up here. She doesn't know that. 7th birthday really isn't nothing. You know what I mean?
It's
so
a big.
You gotta keep that innocence. You gotta keep that innocence.
She makes it a big deal for the family.
My mom
too.
too.
It's her birthday, and this year for the first time, like since we came, because me and my little sister were born in the same month. We're like a week apart, and they celebrated me and my sister's birthday together. But I wasn't there, and I didn't know they did that until I go on like Facebook and my mom posted, "Oh, celebrating my 2 daughters' birthday today." And they had 2 cakes, like one with my name and on my little sister's name. And I was like, "That's crazy, you know, to think that." You know, like a child that was born here and the way that they've been raised or the way that society has sort of made them see the world can actually impact the parents who's raising them.
Yeah, because the parents, I feel the parents don't think about the parents. They don't.
To that child.
They don't want to see. They don't want that child
to
see.
They have to cater to the world of the child as well.
Yeah, they don't want that child to see.
It's not like my little sister's oblivious to it. She
knows.
She knows what's going on. She knows that okay, maybe not everybody got their birthday celebrated. So when she doesn't get something, she's not like. She's just not very like mean or anything.
I like that. I like that a lot because I feel like even my childhood was the opposite. Birthdays were so important until we hit a certain age where it was just like done. Remember, like I feel like my parents started reminding us that they didn't have anything when we got older. Instead of telling us when we were younger, when we got older, they were like, so the birthdays are gonna stop now.
You call the job.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like when we were like. More my mom, like she, you know, when I had you, you know, I was in labour for this many hours, and she'll have her friends over to have coffee or whatever, and it's like, it's about my mom acknowledging the day she gave birth to me, but it was never about me. You know what I mean? Like I get to have like
my mom would wake up in the morning. And be like, I remember I had a
big birthday party in my house, and my mom invited the whole community, and she's like, you can invite 2 friends. I brought like my 2 white friends and they were just there. The whole house was crazy.
I
feel
feel
like all this cakes, all these little kids everywhere. I've never seen anyone. And she's like, it's Nell's birthday.
I feel like that's my mom too. My mom, I feel like she makes it like this is the day I gave birth to you, not the day you were born. Like my mom wake up like I gave birth to you in this hour. When I was in on my twins' birthday, when I just arrived in Paris, I arrived in the same hour I was born. And she's like, happy 20th. This very second you came out. It's never, the dialogue is never like, oh, you were born today. It's like, I did this today. And it's like, I didn't.
But you do realize that, like, folks, ladies back home, especially South Sudan, I think we have a 1 in 8 women die from childbirth.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because I think
I'm celebrating birth to my
and
child.
I understand why my family like celebrated birthdays in that way because it was like
it was a survival, but also a life.
You know, it's a blessing, but it's also
The girls are here.
I reckon that's a good
2 minutes.
I reckon that's a good wrap up. What do you think? What should we say? Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.